Good morning. I'd like to thank everybody for being here. I'd like to make some quick introductions of people that will be speaking today and on behalf of the county and some of the situations we have going on throughout the county. First would be the Port Director, Mr. Whitford, Board of Supervisor Gary Wyatt, Supervisor Mike Kelly, Supervisor Louis Fuentes, and Supervisor Wally Limegruber. I'm Tony Rahotas, Imperial County Fire Chief and Office of Emergency Services Coordinator. Yesterday, a magnitude 7.2 earthquake hit Imperial County at approximately 4:15 in the afternoon, with the epicenter located in Baja, California. The County Emergency Operations Center was activated shortly after the earthquake occurred, and it is where officials have been responding to during the course of the event. Both hospitals in the county are currently operating. There have been no reports of fatalities, but one patient in critical status from an injury that occurred due to result of the earthquake. The EOC has been in contact with officials from Mexicali, Baja, California, and are assisting the request for mutual aid. Initial reports from Mexicali indicate widespread power and water outages and structural damage to buildings. All non-essential employees are being asked to stay home today, and all county offices will remain closed today. It is expected that county offices will reopen as soon as safety has been established. County offices have been closed to ensure the safety of employees and the public. The public is asked to follow the following rules and guidelines, and these are very important. Expect aftershocks. We cannot predict them, but they need to be expected. Stay at home or in other safe places unless it's absolutely necessary to be out on the road. Be careful with cleanup to avoid injury for falling debris and glass and other broken and sharp objects. Do not turn off the gas meter after an earthquake unless there is a smell of gas or the sound of gas escaping. Once the gas has been turned off, it may take the gas company several days to restore the service. Depending on the magnitude of the emergency, if there is an apparent gas leak, remain calm. Do not light any incendiary devices such as matches, candles, cigarettes, and do not turn on any electrical devices. From a safe location, call the gas company at 800-427-2200 or 800-342-4545 in Spanish, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For the update on the traffic at the Calexico Port of Entry, I'll turn it over to Port Director Whitford.
Good morning. I'd like to provide a status of operations at the Calexico Port of Entry. At approximately 5:30 p.m. yesterday, the downtown facility was closed for vehicle traffic as a result of significant damage to the downtown port. At that time, all vehicle traffic was rerouted to the Calexico East facility, where 8 lanes were open in addition to 3 truck lanes, and all vehicles was processed through that facility at that time. Calexico East facility remained open 24 hours and will remain open 24 hours until the downtown facility is deemed appropriate for reopening. Pedestrian traffic is being processed through the downtown port through vehicle lanes number 9 and number 10, and pedestrian traffic is unaffected this time at the downtown facility.
Now I'd like to introduce Supervisor and Chairman of the Imperial County Board of Supervisors, Louis Fuentes.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here to get the message out to our public. We also have a lot of Spanish-speaking public, so I'll reiterate what our fire chief has just talked about for the Spanish folks. But before I do that, I do want to say that we do have folks. Last night, Tony and the emergency response team did mobilize here locally, but we also were able to get Frank McCartan, the Undersecretary for Cal EMEA, and Charlene Zettel from the Governor's Office. The Governor's Office has received a declaration of a local emergency proclamation. As of this morning, the Governor has been briefed, and the emergency proclamation that he would sign is being drafted as we speak. So FEMA has also been briefed on our situation here.
Status of roads and canals here in the valley.
I do have a short list of closed roads I'll go over. The following roads have been closed due to the shifting and separation in the roadways. This would be Drew Road at Evan Hughes to Sunbeam Lake, Lyons Road from Austin to Brockman, Brockman Road from McCabe to Chanel, Austin Road from McCabe to Ross, and Worthington Road from Forester to Huff. And we can get you guys a copy of this list also for your publication. Anything else I can answer at this time? Yes, sir.
In terms of response from OES, what do you think went well, and what do you think you could work on for any future earthquakes?
We actually have OES personnel in the station right now, and they're willing to help fill any request. Cali MA, they're here, so whatever request we need, they're willing to fill.
What's happening in there right now most of the time, today?
A lot of it's planning. We need to be thinking ahead for the next operational period. What are the needs of the public right now, and what do we need to plan ahead to help fill those needs?
No bridges damaged?
You don't have me on the list. And there's still a lot of assessment. A lot of what's being done in this room is assessments. We have a lot of assessment crews out in the field right now. Public Works, Caltrans, facilities and maintenance personnel from all agencies are out, just doing assessments.
Has Caltrans reported any damages on the state roads?
Interstate 8 does have one lane closed, and they're out assessing it right now. It'll be Interstate 8 in the area of Drew, between Drew and Dunaway Road.
Okay.
One other thing I would like to mention is that the Emergency Response Center here has elements from a variety of different cities that are point of contacts. Just for the public's knowledge, we also have the supervisors as were introduced. I believe also our Vice Chairman Jack Terrazas I don't believe was mentioned, but he's also here. There are folks from every city in this Emergency Operations Center communicating with fire chiefs in that particular city, taking assessment of damage, and getting more information. As our Fire Chief Tony just mentioned, we are gathering that information, putting together a plan of action so that we know what the damage is, and we can begin assessing how best to help and reach out. The American Red Cross is also here, and they were evacuating for those that have senior citizens that may not be able to contact them because of where they were living. Some in some cities were evacuated and have been taken to other shelters. For example, in the city of Calexico, the Dianza Hotel was evacuated, and they have taken those folks to another shelter. So,
Where are the shelters?
in particular, in the city of Calexico, they were taken to a gym, the high school gym, I believe, is where they were placed.
Was there assistance given to Mexicali yesterday from folks on this side of the border officially?
We're working on a request to fill a small request that Mexicali had for one apparatus from Imperial County Fire Department.
One apparatus.
Well, that'll be one water tender.
And it's gonna be sent by when?
This morning. It's actually being worked on right now.
What is it for?
It carries a capacity of 2,500 gallons of water.
Fresh water.
Correct.
How many
But it's for
gallons?
firefighting purposes.
How many gallons? again?
2,500.
Have they had a lot of fires down there?
Yeah, I believe they did have 6 structure fires. That's unconfirmed, but that's just for conversation I've had over the phone with Mexicali officials.
Do you have any further details about the individual who was injured here in Imperial County?
I'm not allowed to get out any of that information right now.
But there was one injury?
There was one critical injury. That's correct.
Or how did it happen? Do you know?
I don't have the proper reports to get out any information.
Could you tell us if the person's still hospitalized?
The person is still hospitalized.
Is it a he or a she?
I don't know.
Elderly?
Can you tell us where they were hurt?
No, you won't